Hello friends, in this video we're going to talk about one of the biggest problems that I've found in my 5 or 6 years involved in the conspiracy subculture, or the act realm as I call it, and the best solution that I've found to that problem. And so let's kick it off. I listened to a podcast yesterday from fakeologist.com, and it featured some new person who joined their website apparently very recently as a audio guest, as someone who goes onto the calls and discusses media fakery and these other things. So let's listen to this really quickly. This is from FAC 688, and I'm playing it at 1.1 speed just to hurry things up.
And then we've got Top Notch Energy Bar. Is that a drink or a chewable bar? Top Notch Energy.
It's I just made it up. I had a coffee company, Top Notch Coffee, so I figured Top Notch Energies, why not?
Where are you hailing from?
Nassau County, Long Island, New York.
Is Howard Stern from there?
Yeah, right near where I am.
Goodness, you've got a radio legend in your area.
So the new person's name is Top Notch Energies, and he calls himself that because he's got a coffee company with that name apparently. This is his first time on Fakeologist, and apparently he lives in the same part of New York that Howard Stern does. So this is just getting to know the new person. Here's what's the interesting part though.
All right, and you are new to Fakeologist, I think, and you are a patron as well.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for your patronage.
Because now Ab has a Patreon where people can support what he does for $2 or $3 a month or whatever, which is, or more if they like, which is always good if people want to support independent media. That's a good thing.
It's not required for listening, but it's certainly welcome.
Got it.
I really appreciate that. Would you prefer to paywall model on Fakeologist,
So his question is, would you prefer the paywall model?
or do you like the patron model? You give what you think the place is.
Let's just say I'm not a member of another individual out there because of the high paywall.
I think he's talking about my website. We'll come back to that in a moment.
Not that it's
Well,
that
I'm
high.
sure-
Not that it's
I'm
that
sorry.
high.
Yes, okay. I'm sure John LeBon will take that into account
Sounds like Fakeologist, Ab, the host who's speaking right there, got the same impression.
for his next pricing menu coming up.
Really?
But no, that's fine. That's fine. Every site has its way. He puts a lot more energy into the site than
So the important part there is that this new person, who is familiar with my work apparently, isn't a member because of the paywall. It's too high, which is fair enough. For some people, the paywall is too high to justify signing up. That's totally cool. So what I want to talk about today is one of the main benefits that I've found from having a paywall that I never would have believed or expected had I not tried it for myself. And it basically comes down to this. A lot of the free places attract people with nothing better to do and with no real interest in media fakery or in the big hoaxes of our time, the way that the world works, the way that the regular people believe what's on TV, the fact that they can be told there's a virus on the loose and they believe it without question. All of these things that I find interesting and many of you guys find interesting as well. A lot of people are attracted to platforms that talk about that, but they've really got no interest in it at all. They just want to pass the time, or they're just looking to make pretend friends, or they're looking to cause problems just for the fun of it. And the best part about a paywall is that it gets rid of those people. Now, what kind of people am I talking about? Well, on the screen right now, you can see a little image I've put together, and we're going to take a look at some of the people who are attracted to this scene, who you'd think are here because they want to talk about media fakery, or about 9/11, or about this fake pandemic, or about the fake moon landings. You think that's what they're here for, but I've learned over time, over the many years I've been here, it turns out, no, they pretend that's what they're here for, but that's not really what they're here for. Let's take a look at some of these people. You've got the angry people. Some people are just angry. Some people are just angry people. And because a lot of these so-called truth outlets are just looking for people to join, they're desperate for more people, they'll accept anybody, including the angry people. Then you've got the people who are damaged. They're people who are just, they've had bad experiences in life, which most of us have. Almost all of us have, I think. But they haven't quite moved on from their experiences, and so I guess they're looking for an outlet or somebody to blame for their problems in many cases. And so they get to a so-called truth community, and it's like, hey, we welcome everybody because, hey, we're desperate for people, right? We need anybody because there's so few of us who know that 9/11 was a hoax, for instance. We'll take anybody, including the damaged people. Then you've got the shit people. There are just some shit people out there, guys, who are just some shit people who just look to cause problems. Okay, that's just what they do. Do they just do it when they're online, or do they do this in their regular lives? I don't know. That part I don't know. But what I do know is that they exist, and they flock to so-called truth movements and truth outlets. Then you've got people who are up to mischief. They're not just shit people to stir shit. They actually take pleasure in wasting people's time or, interrupting during a live show. There's a couple of people at Fakeologist, one in particular, who he's too smart to not know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He causes problems for people and he gets off on it. And he gets off on pretending that he's drunk, pretending that he's snorting cocaine or whatever. But he's really just there to cause problems for people. And the thing is, again, because, hey, there's this audience of people who just want as many voices as they can get, these guys get away with their bad behavior and they'll keep coming back year after year, causing problems, enjoying causing problems for people. Then you've got the people, they're not just angry, they're almost over it, their eyes are closed, they're not looking for new information, they just want to huff and puff and act tough and, I'm a big tough guy because I'm a truther, blah, blah, blah. These people are bullshit and they flock to the so-called truth movement. Then you've got the people who are fast asleep. They're completely asleep. They're lemmings. What are they even doing here? They might be pleasant enough to talk to, but you notice after 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, they've made no progress. They've never produced anything new. They don't seem to have progressed at all as people or as thinkers. They might as well be lemmings. Again, nice enough people, but why would you want to hang around with those people? There's millions of them outside your front door. Why hang out with those people on the internet? Then you've got the sad sacks. Some people are just sad in life. It's not that they're angry, they're just sad. They're just always sad, looking at negatives, always pessimistic. Yeah, they see someone who's optimistic or doing well, and they're hoping that person fails, because they're sad. They lead a sad life. These people flock to the so-called truth movement. And then you've got people right at the back of the pack, yeah, and maybe they're even worse than sad. They're despondent, Oh, life is bad. Oh, life is... The truth movement is full of these kinds of people. Let's not kid ourselves. You guys all know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, there's a different bunch of people on the internet. I've found them. There are some people, they're happy to be alive. They know that nobody died, nobody got hurt. See this? Nobody died, nobody got hurt, and that's a fact. Okay, they know this. And they're happy. They're happy people. They're happy to talk to, they're fun, they're positive, telling jokes all the time. These people do exist, I know that for a fact. Then you've got other people, they know that nobody died, nobody got hurt. They're still a bit shocked. Maybe they joined my website, for instance, thinking that I was joking about the war hoax, and then they see all my content on the war hoax, and they realize this is no joke, we've been deceived on a grand scale. They're nice, they're a little bit shocked, they will get over it, but if they're new to my site or this kind of material, they can be shocked. Harmless, often nice people, but you can see they're a bit shocked. They're welcome at johnthebond.com, and you will be shocked. If you think I'm joking about the war hoax, just wait till you see the material I've got on the other side of the paywall. It'll blow your mind. Some people are just happy, man. Some people are just happy. Just happy to be there. Maybe they're happy in real life. Maybe they're always happy. I don't know. But when I talk to them, they seem happy. Seem happy about life, not worried. Not looking to cause problems. Just happy to be alive. Possibly because now they know that nobody died, nobody got hurt. You've got other people, man, they're not just happy. They're content. Yeah, they're off in the distance, miles away from the wall. They're just off in their own little patch of land, just happy. Again, happy to talk to, happy to talk with you. Nice people. When you've hung around these people for too long, you wouldn't believe it, because you think they're all like this. No. There's people like this. Don't worry about that. There are other people, man. They seem to love the nobody died, nobody got hurt framework, the auto hoax framework. Okay, it's not just that they accept that this is the most sensible framework. It seems to have helped them reopen their eyes to the world. There's lots of good things in this world. Lots of good things. And certainly for me, a few years ago when I was stuck around these people, I saw too much negative in the world. Now that I'm hanging around people who are more positive and focusing on more positive thoughts in my own day-to-day life, I'm in love with the world again, the way that it should be. The way that it was when we were children and there was all this opportunity and we're so optimistic about the future. That's the way it should be. But it won't be when you hang out with these people, I'll tell you that. You've got some people, man, they're not like jumping for joy happy, they're not in love with the world, they're just happy to be about, just content enough, just doing their own thing. They'll pop in for a chat every now and then, nice to talk to. They're not going out of their way for a chat, they're not going out of their way to make friends or anything, but they're just happy to know that nobody died, nobody got hurt, or at least to talk about these things. It's no big deal. You got some people, man, they see the funny side of all of this. They're like, holy shit, we've been lied to, man. We've been lied to about World War One, that's millions of people. World War Two, that's tens of millions of people. All of these Holodomors and so forth, all fake. Holy shit, man, this is good news for a start. All these people didn't really die. But secondly, man, what a funny prank they've played on all of us. Actually, it's very funny when you think about it. Then you've got some people on the other side of the paywall, and they're still not quite certain that nobody died, nobody got hurt. They're still thinking about this. They're like, hold on, JLB, are you sure that nobody died, nobody got hurt? Like, hold on, we need to look at more evidence. I'm like, that's cool. People are welcome to come along and disagree, right? As long as we're all polite, civil, no problems here. Heaps of people on my website disagree with me about war, about dinosaurs, because of course I said that dinosaurs are a hoax. One of the people we spoke to a few weeks ago, one of the new people at johnthebond.com, still believes in dinosaurs. That's cool. There's no rules about what you can and can't believe. As long as you're polite, civil, positive, which this guy was, no problems. So what is it that's separating all of these people? The people who are chill, the people who are happy, the people feeling good about life, yeah? The people who are content, the people who are maybe a bit shocked by what they're finding, but they're still polite and civil. People having a big laugh and the big thinkers. What is separating all of these people from the trash? What is it? How come the sleepers, the sad sacks, the angry men, the damaged people, the shit stirrers, there's people who are too smart to not know what they're doing, causing problems for people, often damaging the people around them, mind you, they get off on it, and the people right at the back of the pack not knowing what's going on. What separates the trash from the happy people, the fun people, the positive people? Well, I'll tell you, it's one thing, and that's JLB with his paywall. That's right. When I brought in the paywall, I didn't know it would have this effect, and I didn't predict that it would have this effect. But that's the effect that it's had. So if you were to listen to 5 or 10 JLB member calls and compare them to 5 or 10 Fakeologist audio chats, the difference would be chalk and cheese. And this right here is the reason. Not me, the paywall. Anyone could be doing my job. Any of these guys could step in and do my job. It's not about me. It's about let's keep out the trash. And get this, the trash will never pay to be on this side of the paywall. They'll never pay. Whether it's because they've got some inherent aversion to supporting independent media, whether it's they've got some kind of scarcity mentality where they always feel like they haven't got enough money, even though they're spending multiples of the paywall money on alcohol and other vices. They do have the money, but psychologically they can't get past this sense that they don't have the money. Whether it's a resentment towards me because I've offended them in the past, whatever the reason, these people will never pay to get over the paywall. They won't. So it's a filter, which is the main point of what I'm saying to you here right now. This is a filter. The paywall filters out the trash. Now, am I saying that everybody on this side of the paywall is trash? No. Ab, a Fakeologist, is a cool dude. This new guy that he was talking to, this coffee energy guy that we were listening to before, I listened to that call with him. He sounds like a cool guy and a switched on guy. There's 1 or 2 cool people at Fakeologist.com who would be welcome on my side and they would fit in perfectly. But there's also this huge preponderance of trash. Okay, now some people get mad. Oh, they're not trash. They just, okay, fine. You believe whatever you want about them. I've spent years talking to these people. They don't make progress. You be polite to them, especially this kind. The more polite you are to them, the worse they are to you. All these people, the more you try and be kind and friendly, the angrier they get. The shit stirrers, man. Once a shit stirrer, always a shit stirrer. They're there to cause problems, man. The sad sacks, same thing. I bet you the people that were sad sacks in high school, when you went to a reunion, they were still sad sacks. Some people are just born to be that way. Just the way it is. There's others of us, though, who were born to be entrepreneurs. See a problem with the market, try and fix it. Or see a demand in the market, offer a solution. And that's exactly what I've done. The people on this side of the paywall now, they never wanted to be around the trash. That's why they're more vocal, more active on my side of the paywall, on the member side, than they are in public. Because they don't want to hang out with the trash. I'm talking successful people. I'm talking accountants, engineers. Some of them still in their careers, some of them retired. Successful people, financially, in terms of their careers, socially. Successful people over here don't want to hang around with trash. And open platforms attract trash. Whether you like that or not. Whether I like that or not. That's the reality. That's the fact of the matter. So if someone says, JLB, I don't want to pay your money, it's fine. Hang out at Fakeologist. Okay, you might have fun there. I did for a couple of years. And then I outgrew it. So did many of these people. Now some of them, like our old friend Mr. Shocked over here, now that he knows what's going on, he might decide to jump back over to the other side, right? He might say, you know what? I'm out of here. Going back here right now. You know what I mean? I'll hang out with these people. Or maybe he'll just disappear from the scene. That does happen. But probably over time, he will see that, yeah, war is a hoax. And it's kind of a cool thing. But no matter what happens, I'll be right here at the paywall saying nobody died, nobody got hurt, and that's a fact. And the trash can hang out with each other. And the cool, successful people can hang out with each other. And everybody's going to be happy. So this is my second final video on YouTube for some time. I'm going to be taking a break for a while. I've put out 70 videos this year. I think 40 in the last month. It's been intense. Hopefully you've enjoyed the content that I've been putting out. But now it's time for me to go and focus my time and effort into making content specifically for these guys, which I have been doing, but I've been putting a lot of time into YouTube lately. For the next month or two, it's going to be all member content. because these guys are the ones making this all possible. All the videos that you've seen, all thanks to these guys. So a big thanks to all the members of johnthebond.com. You are welcome to join if you're a sad sack or a mischief maker or a shithead. I'd prefer you didn't join. In the 3 years I've been doing this, I've only had to cancel 2 people's accounts. Only 2. One of them, he was a nice enough guy, but he just didn't seem to know how to mix with other people. He had to go. And one other person, on the first time they were on a call, they caused some problems. I was like, hey, here's a refund. You probably don't suit this place. Time to go. Only 2 people out of more than, I think over the years, maybe 200 people have joined up. Some of them have left, some have remained, but say 200 people have joined and only 2 I've had to move them on. That's phenomenal. On a Fakeologist call, you're lucky if you don't get 2 shitheads on each call. Why? The paywall does its job, guys, whether people like it or not. So my advice to Ab would be, Ab, you keep doing what you think is best, okay? But the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, my friend, and you know that. And I'm glad to see that you're moving to a Patreon model, because that's the first step to a paywall. My first step to the paywall was Patreon. Did that for a few months, you realize the benefits of that, and eventually you move to a paywall. And hopefully one day, man, you'll have a paywall, you'll clear out all the trash from your website, because none of them will pay the paywall. None of them value what you do, Ab. None of them. If they valued it, they'd support it. The ones who haven't given you a cent don't support what you're doing, okay? Period. And they never will. So if you get rid of them, you'll start to get all the good people come. There's heaps of these good people at Fakeologist who just don't come and be part of the calls because they don't want to put up with the trash. I guarantee it. So you put a paywall in, you'll get rid of the trash, you'll bring out all of the good people from your website who are anonymous out in the woodworks, and you'll be better off for it. Maybe you'll do it, maybe you won't. But if you do, I know it'll be successful. You're a cool dude, and I wish Fakeologist all the best, despite all the trash that they have attracted. And as for me, well, the next month or 2 is going to be a lot of fun, hanging exclusively around the kind of people I want to talk to. Most of them know that nobody died, nobody got hurt. Some of them don't. Totally cool. And I'll tell you this right now, behind the paywall, people treat each other way better than in Trashville. So on May 2nd, 2020, John the Bond signing off. Make sure you check those links in the info box below. And until next time, no more monkey business.
No more monkey business! No! More monkey business!
With regard to nobody died, nobody got hurt in these wars,